حبيبي مشيدا أنمى إليه وأستفيض. أسمو وأجتاز السماء جلالا فأزيد أسراب الغيوم مالا وألون الدنيا بأجمل بسمة وأكون للخير العميم مثالا. أسمو وأجتاز السماء.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، الصلاة والسلام على رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. اللهم اهدنا بهداك ولا تولنا وليا سواك ولا تجعلنا ممن خالف أمرك وعصاك. The meaning is, O Allah, guide us with your guidance, never leave us with anyone except yourself, never make us do anything wrong or disobey your commandment. Ameen. Sallallahu ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa alihi wa sallam. Jazakumullah.
Thank you very much, Mr. Khalfan. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll just go into the program. We have invited you guys today here. We, as Gulf Bank, we're launching the first Islamic, Sharia compliant insurance premium financing in the country, which it's a product we have been working on for quite some time, and hopefully it will serve, provide the solution that has been, the market needed to make sure that we get insurance premium financing that is compliant with the Sharia. The industry is growing, as you're aware, and Islamic takaful, or the Islamic insurance, that's coming to the country a few years ago. And definitely the insurance premiums is one of the major things that, especially the business community is looking ways to do, to get financing from the banks, and the Muslim community as well. And those people definitely who are looking for Sharia compliant financing have been missing out on this. And this is an opportunity for you guys and your clients, for the guys who are representing the insurance companies. We are providing that service starting today. And I would like to invite our Managing Director, Mr. Abdul Khaliq, to come and open and give us a brief introduction of Gulf Bank as we move on to the program. Karibu sana.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillahi al-Karim Nabiyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And good evening. Our chief guest, Honorable Abdurrahim Abdi, Chairman of Insurance Regulatory Authority, our esteemed customers, ladies and gentlemen. First, I take this opportunity to thank all of you for being here with us today to grace this occasion. We are honored by your presence and you taking the time to be with us today. I would like first, before I pass this on to my colleague to introduce the product that we are offering today, to just give you a brief introduction about Gulf African Bank, which I know most of you may have heard of us, but they do not know really who we are and our journey so far in this Kenyan market. I want to just explain to you these three things: who are our shareholders, who are our directors, and our financial performance so far over the last few years in the Kenyan market. Gulf African Bank is the first Sharia compliant bank in Kenya, in fact in East and Central Africa. We were licensed in 2006, but we started operations in 2008. So very soon we will be celebrating our 10th anniversary, inshallah. And we are the top tier 3 bank today in Kenya, even though we are among the last ones to have entered this market, but we have achieved good success, and it's all because of you and our customers accepting the product of Sharia banking in Kenya. We have so far been able to open 17 branches in 7 different counties. And hopefully in the course of this year, we will open 3 GAB Expresses. These are small cubicles to serve our customers and bring our services closer to customers. This is the list of tier 3 banks, and you can see we are now ranked number 21 out of the 40 so banks that exist in Kenya. We have surpassed banks that have been around before us for many, many years. So alhamdulillah, we are doing well in that front. Who are our shareholders? We have a few major shareholders that I want to mention, not all of them, but the ones that are major in our composition of shareholders. Dubai World, and in fact you would wonder why the word Gulf African Bank. Most of our shareholders, or the majority of them, come from the Gulf region, and that's where the word Gulf comes from. And because we are operating in Africa and our expansion plans are within the Africa region, the word Africa. So Gulf African Bank actually is to reflect that. Dubai World is an investment company that is owned by the government of Dubai. They have invested in Kenya. This is their only investment in Kenya, and I'm sure they do not regret. It's one of the largest investment companies in the world. It has investments in all over Europe and the US, and the investment portfolio is in billions of dollars. So, and it's directly owned by the government of Dubai. Their shareholding is approximately 22% of Gulf African Bank. The other shareholder is Bank Muscat International. Bank Muscat is the largest commercial bank in Oman. Bank Muscat International is their subsidiary in Bahrain, who recently merged with another local bank in Bahrain called Al Salam Bank, which is also among the top Islamic commercial banks in Bahrain. Between these 2 banks, they have a total capital of more than $1 billion. So this bank alone is larger than any bank in Kenya today. They own approximately 21% of Gulf African Bank. The third one is the IFC. IFC is International Finance Corporation, which is the investment or a member of the World Bank group. It's the largest global development institution focused exclusively on private sector. They have presence in Kenya, and they are a shareholder of Gulf African Bank. This is their only investment in an Islamic bank globally. They have presence, as you can see, in more than 100 countries, and they offer technical support plus financial resources. They have been great supporter of Gulf African Bank in that sense, and we have benefited on their expertise a great deal. Their shareholding is approximately 15%. Al Rumayzan Group, this is one of the biggest investors in Saudi Arabia. They own a lot of shares in local Saudi banks and one of the largest jewelry dealers in Saudi Arabia and indeed the Middle East. They own about 21% of Gulf African Bank. So you can see just these 4 institutions, in fact 3 that come from the Middle East, own more than 60% of the bank, apart from the IFC. Finally, we have the PTA Bank, which is a regional COMESA bank, owned by 22 countries in Africa, and a bank in China. Among the 22 countries in Africa that own PTA, one is the government of Kenya. So by extension, government of Kenya also owns Gulf African Bank through their investment with the PTA Bank. PTA Bank has about 5.23% of Gulf African Bank. Our board of directors, the chairman of the board is Mr. Jamal Al-Hazim. He is from Bahrain, and he is a representative of Bank Muscat International and Al Salam Bank.
Very much. I'll take you through the next presentation, which is basically introducing the product that we're launching today. Sorry, I've forgotten to mention the presence of the chairman of IRA, Honorable Abdurrahim Haidar.
جلاله وتقدست أسماؤه وتعالى وأكون للوطن الحبيب مشيدا أنمى إليه وأستفيض جلالا وأراقب الرحمن جل جلاله وتقدست أسماؤه وتعالى وأكون للوطن الحبيب مشيدا أنمى إليه وأستفيض جلالا.
So as I mentioned earlier, the product is what we're calling the Sharia compliant insurance premium financing, which is the first Sharia compliant insurance premium financing in the country. And it's mainly meant to finance the premiums for insurance, mainly customers and definitely non-customers, both from the commercial and the retail segments of the market. So I'm sure many are asking, how does this Sharia compliant insurance financing works? It's usually a tripartite agreement between the policy holder, that's the individual we're trying to finance, or the company for that matter, the insurance service provider, and the bank, who are the financiers of this product. The bank basically pays up for the full premium of that particular policy or that insurance cover the individual or the commercial entity is taking, which an agreement is signed where the repayment of that premium is done over a period of time up to 10 months, depending, it's flexible depending with the capacity or the repayment capacity of the company or the individual, but maximum up to 10 years, where it's paid on a monthly basis. The repayments are done on a monthly basis. We're doing this under the Tawarruk model, which is one of the Islamic financing contracts that has been approved by a Sharia board. So the structure is basically the customer comes to the bank, who are the financiers for that particular, the premium financing. Then we usually, because at the end of the day, we're supposed to pay the premium fully in cash to the insurance company on behalf of our client. Through the Tawarruk, what we do is we buy a commodity, for this matter, from our commodity dealers in Malaysia, a company called Bursa. When we buy the commodity, we sell it to our client under a contract called Murabaha, where the client, because the end product that we need is to avail the cash to the insurance company, we sell the customer now again sells the commodity back to the market, which is facilitated by the same guys, Bursa Malaysia, who now will avail the cash to the client that is now remitted to the insurance company. So that's what we call the contract of Tawarruk, which we're using to finance the insurance premium financing. It's a two parallel process. One is the bank buying the what you call the commodity from Bursa, selling back to the customer, and again on the other end is now the customer selling the commodity back to the potential buyers in the market, which is again facilitated by the same guys, Bursa, who will now avail the cash to the customer, which is now remitted to the insurance company that's providing the policy. Our Sharia advisory guys are also around in the crowd. Definitely for any query or any clarification, we'll be able to take the questions, inshallah, and clarify a bit further. As I say, the repayment period we're offering currently is up to 10 months, and the rates vary depending with the tenor from 2.4, and depending with also the amount is tiered into the amount and the tenor, to up to 7%, of course, depending with the 1 million up to 3 million, and over 3 million up to 6.42%. and the lowest is about 2.2%, depending with the amount and the tenor. And for amounts below 100,000 shillings, it's also tiered into a lump sum amount of 4,500 to 5,000 shillings, as well, again going on or tiered again with the tenor of that of the customer's request up to 6 months. So as I said, our target market is definitely individuals, the small and medium enterprises, the large corporates, and we cover a whole range of areas in terms of the medical insurance, property, liability insurance, motor insurance, marine, bond. So all those areas are covered under the insurance premium financing. And the process is very simple, definitely available in all our branch networks across the country, where the individual or the company is required to fill an IPF application form, and they provide a post-dated checks or standing orders to cover the monthly installments. And of course, other requirements will vary depending with whether it's an individual or a company for that matter. So we're trying to make sure that we simplify the process and avail this financing within 24 hours of application. So thank you very much. In case of any questions, we'll give the floor for a few minutes for any clarifications you guys may require regarding the structure and how, before we move on to the next session of unveiling now the products. Karibuni sana. We can proceed, or does anyone who wants a clarification? Sawa. So I'll now invite Mr. MD and Mr. Abdul Rahim to come and unveil for us the product.
وأجتاز السماء جلالا فأزيد أسراب الغيوم جمالا وألون الدنيا بأجمل بسمة وأكون للخير العميم مثالا وأراقب الرحمن جل جلاله وتقدست أسماؤه وتعالى وأكون.
Karibu Bwana Chairman.
Ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum assalam. When I was invited here, I was just told to come. You're invited to a launch. I wasn't told I was going to be how should I say, the main speaker. I guess there's nothing like a free lunch, as they say. First and foremost, let me congratulate Gulf Africa Bank for launching this product. For a long time I've heard about Gulf Africa Bank, but I never knew the type of people they have behind them. And as you eloquently put, the shareholders behind the bank are very solid. I wish more people knew about that. I think you get more people coming to you. And I must say I'm converted in terms of what Gulf Africa Bank is. I must say I'm also a bit conflicted. I think he knows why, but anyway, I'm here today as the chairman of IRA, and more so to talk about Takaful Insurance. Currently, as you know, there's only one company that handles Takaful Insurance in Kenya. And since I joined IRA, mine was, why is there only one company? And the whole thing is that because people don't understand what Takaful Insurance is. Sometimes people think a bit more of being only for Muslims. It's a Muslim Islamic product, which technically isn't true. I always look at it and I always say it's ethical insurance. And I think if more of us were to buy Takaful insurance, and more people would be, how should I say, more people will value insurance. In essence, I'm sorry to say this, but most times people look at insurance companies as people who take your premium. But when you have a problem, they say you never read the fine print. Actually, somebody yesterday told me that all insurance brokers and insurance people will all go to heaven. I said, why? I said, when they go there and they said, you cheated this one, you cheated this one, you cheated this one. They said, no. I told him everything. I wrote it down for him. He only didn't read. So, but I must say that takaful insurance, for us in IRA, we look at it as being the next frontier. We look at it as being the place where people will be interested in insurance. Currently, the penetration of insurance in the country is around 2.7%, which you could say is very low. But if you look at Africa, I think we're number 4 in Africa, so we're doing pretty well. But we're looking at I think 3.7% by 2018. So we have quite a long way to go. I must say that also insurance is also expensive. I think if you go, like you said earlier, I think when you're introducing the product, is that we have to pay in advance the whole amount. Now, when you look at IPF and you look at a person who has a fleet of 100 vehicles and you told him to buy insurance, how is he going to finance that product? And for a long time, there's been no avenue to finance this. So in essence, you just go to conventional insurance. So I'm very happy in terms of with Gulf Africa. With us, it's a double-edged sword. We are told that we have to develop insurance at the same time regulate, which is a bit of an, as they say, oxymoron. But in this particular case, you're helping us increase penetration of insurance. I don't know, are there other insurance companies here? Are there insurance people here? I don't like to say that, what's it called? Right now we only have one company. But we're also interested in bringing other companies on board. We want to have windows for takaful windows in other insurance companies. So I say it's nobody's stopping you. You can have I'm sorry if takaful people are here, but I guess we're trying to expand the market. But what I'm saying is we have to open windows for takaful so that more people get interested in takaful. And when we talk about takaful, it's more of it's just like Islamic banking. I think a lot of people usually think that Islamic banking only being for a certain group. It's not. It's for everybody. And one thing that we're trying to do is we're working with another group and with takaful as well to see how we can go around the country and capacity build people on insurance. Myself personally, when I went to I've always thought of insurance as haram until I became a chair of IRA, and then surprisingly, the lady who took me through takaful was called Mary. And she knew more about takaful and Islamic finance than most people would say. So I changed her name to Mariam now. So I call her Mariam. But it's to say that there's a lot we need to learn ourselves. And if we went out there and taught people about takaful insurance, Islamic finance, I think we'll get a big portion of this people who are unbanked, uninsured, who come into the market. I must also add that the government has really supported Islamic financing. Contrary to popular belief, the government has done a lot in terms of, for example, with Islamic banking and insurance as well. We allowed them to continue, we allowed them to start, and regulations came as we went along. Currently, the law was amended where now it takes care of takaful. And currently, we're in the process of bringing on board guidelines. The government, I think, has gone even further by putting together a project team with. I think it's the central bank, IRA, RBA, SASRA, and all the financial regulators to develop Islamic financing. And not only in terms of the banking sector, but also the insurance sector. Theirs is to do what? Is to bring out policy documents, is to educate people, especially the regulators, because currently we find that there are a lot of, I guess 2 main banks, but there are a lot of banks with windows which have Islamic financing. But you'll find that a product that comes to you will be Sharia compliant in one place, will not be Sharia compliant. So we're trying to see how we can have a Sharia council or Sharia governing board, maybe at the regulatory level, and we'll see. And especially with the coming into effect of the FSA, I think things will change. I know it's coming to Maghreb. I don't want to keep you, here, but only to say that I want to congratulate Gulf Africa Bank for coming up with this product. We look at it as a product that will increase penetration in insurance. And I must say that when we're going for road shows, when we're going for capacity building, and which we're doing right now, because I think a lot of you have seen advertisements in the news of late. We're talking about the IRA and Insurance Regulatory Authority, but we want to go out and preach insurance. And I think when we're preaching insurance, we also have to preach Islamic banking. So we'll bring you along. I think we'll take a lot of people also get in touch with your people so that we can see how we can work together and tell people what takaful it is and what Islamic banking is. So I think with those many remarks, mine is to congratulate you again, to thank you for inviting me to this function, and to really wish you well, and to say that you have an ambassador in me who is able to push this product. And for you out there to really push the agenda of, I know a lot of you as bankers, but not only banking, but also insurance when you're going out there to sell your products. And I think with those remarks, I say thank you very much and good luck. And
thank you very much, Bona Chairman. We really appreciate your presence and your remarks for today. We were coming to the end of the program. We didn't intend to keep you guys for long. But as I said earlier, our Sharia supervisors are within in the crowd. If someone definitely needs any further clarifications on it, feel free to engage them. And definitely, you can be visiting our branches, our offices, in town, in Upper Hill, Isli, wherever you are, where you'll be able to get more clarifications and more definitely guidance in terms of how to undertake the product. So I again, once again, take the opportunity to thank you guys for your attendance and welcome to Gulf African Bank. As the MD has presented earlier, this is a very strong bank. It looks a very small, but with a very solid shareholding behind us. That means definitely we'll be able to take care of your businesses, and there's no worries in terms of the capacity of the bank, and definitely with the dynamics in the financial markets currently, we are the bank that you can rely on and develop the future with you, inshallah. I'll take this opportunity to invite Noor to give us the closing remarks for the day. Karibu Noor.
Good evening. Assalamu alaikum. I hope you can all hear me. I don't want to keep Honorable Abdurrahim, Chairman of IRA, our MD, Abdallah Abdul Halik, guest of honors, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. I'm pleased to see so many familiar faces, and I thank you for making time to be with us. We are honored that you've joined us to launch this product, and we look forward for you coming on board and selling this product to your clients and also for your stakeholders. We'll appreciate your feedback in respect to the product, and we are committed to ensure that the product will meet your expectations. Visit any of our 17 branches to get further information on the product. You can also get the facility direct from any of our 17 branches. I thank you once more for coming and look forward to facilitating your banking needs. Thank you.
أجتاز السماء جلالا فأزيد أسراب الغيوم جمالا وألون الدنيا بأجمل بسمة وأكون للخير العميم مثالا وأبر محتسبا بأم وأب فاض علي محبة ودلالا وأكون في عملي ضاع علي محبة ودلالا وأكون في عملي التطوع قدوة وأصوغ من عزم الرجال